Hello, good evening. Which camera has the better quality? Clearly this one. But indeed, it's been a couple days since the previous vlog when I'm visiting here my studio. And now it's October 29th, 2025, Wednesday. And quickly, before we go to the continuum from the previous one, yeah, by the way, I'm here wearing my original Made in Finland shirt that I acquired in 2010-ish, and it's still great, original quality. And here is 2 pockets on the front. That for this utility I originally bought it. In addition, that I like the organic cotton. Everything in organic cotton is good and better. So, what else? Yeah, this noon I released Arc of Abundance, Arc number 73, back into none else than autumn thematics. The original artwork that I released was already made like 1 year ago when I launched the collection. Back then I made thousands of artworks. Only a margin of those have been released. But now when I release them, I never, and I probably won't release them in most cases in the original form, like I did many in the beginning of the collection, that is Arc of Abundance. Instead, I take the original artwork and I tweak it, do improvements, and that way it's even more magical, fantastic, and Arc in abundance. So that being the case, that in mind, this evening I just checked out an unauthored collection of mine that was called Dawn something. And I made something like, was it 500 to 700 artworks, which I absolutely still think super highly of. Like, wow, I'm fulfilled with everything. But the artworks are awaiting, and by the way, I began to design the metadata back then for the collection. Yet I get up to something like 100-ish from the beginning, like metadata ready for about 100 of the artworks. But back then, you know, the gas fees were still high, and I wasn't kind of and Solana was rising, so I wasn't kind of yet quite decided on which platform and blockchain even I would like to release it. Ultimately, I would like to release it on Ethereum. That was the goal. But now the original artworks are actually minted on OP PNP. So that is the layer 2 of PNP. And already in the very beginning of 2025, we were kind of we discussed about this, that what is the next riser after Solana, and what will be the next huge rise. And according to my analysis, and I gave my research to my brother, who within the next week was fully convinced that it will be B&B, and forwards towards the wait a second. Was this actually 2000 in the beginning of 2024 actually? Already B&B was something like 300 and 350, and then moving forwards to the November a year ago, yeah, it was actually, yes, it was in the beginning of this year. But I have been, having for a couple of years that there will be a B&B moment. But I shared it extensively with my brother in the beginning of 25, when the spike of November 24 was kind of fading, and there was this bearish market kind of vibes in the ongoing. But then we concluded that, hey, B&B has the potential, and after within a week, my brother was holding he was like mostly in B&B. He was holding just B&B. Then the bear market kind of vibes continued over the spring and into the summer, and kind of at that point my brother turned completely bearish, and I was all the time bullish, like just keep holding. This is the moment when that it happens, just like in 2021 when there was this bearish summer, and then everything blew up in the autumn. I brought up this example that don't let this happen again, but my brother let it happen again. He didn't kind of listen and was trying to make me to sell everything I'm holding. And look what happened. Like now it's October, the end of October, soon November, and everything, including B&B, my brother would have made at least 3x on it, and so forth, if he held. Likewise, he bought Solana in when it was about $20. He had or 20, that is when I recommended to him. Then he bought more when it was 25 or 30, and then he had a chance to buy it when it dipped to $10 in the Solana dip, and so forth. But then he kept holding like I advised, and he sold them off when Solana was something like 45, and that wasn't kind of what he expected, that it would go up to 200 again, but it went. Anyways, I was saying that this I was undecided on which blockchain I would like to release this Dawn collection that I will eventually. But then came Trip game, and I already was kind of I had applied to Trip somewhere like half year ago or so, and then the former CEO contacted me and asked if I would like to launch, and I was ready to launch, but then I had another momentum going, and I just began from the scratch. Like I created Arc of Abundance collection with different kind of tools. So then that meant that I kind of started from the kind of scratch again, because I felt like I could start again and make the collection more photography-ish from the beginning, and that is what I did. Meanwhile, the previous collection that I did like over half year earlier, it was more kind of oil paintings, like it was more like legacy artwork style, but still with that magical photographic nuance, but it is marvelous. Actually, to honor the Dawn collection, the icon of in the Ark of Abundance collection, if you check it out on any trading platform, the icon of the collection is this woman giving a kiss to a bird. And this artwork in the icon is from the Dawn collection. So that is kind of giving the style. And in the icon, the woman is an elf. And it is kind of it recalls me back to 2004 and 5, you know, when I was a kid, but achieved a Grand Marshal title, being perhaps the first Finn to achieve that title in the vanilla times, if you know what I'm talking about. If you do, then good. But that is what I achieved before going to high school. And yeah, I made a gaming movie from that achievement, and that gaming movie reached out to 200,000 views and a rating score of something like 4.5 out of 5. I just want to finish the movie for the achievement after such a heavy grinding season, how would I say? But it was also a lot of coordination and teamwork, since I made it by being in a strategic group that played very well, and I was kind of, many times I was just leading and making the group from the scratch so that we could get the games up consistently every day and from the dawn to dusk. Then I made the achievement, made a movie about it. It kind of, I still like the movie so much, and it's been so long ever since that this summer, my brother was really much against it back then, but this summer my brother was like, hey, do you have the character still? Because hey, did you know that they are very high in value, so perhaps you could pull the characters and find out what is the value of them. Indeed, it's been a long time ever since, 20 years. But yeah, perhaps the Grand Marshal makes the return. Not only Grand Marshal, but then in the Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, I became a priest, achieved Relentless Gladiator title, and Gladiator title in every arena. 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, 5 versus 5. 5 versus 5 was also Relentless Gladiator or so. No, was it Merciless Gladiator? The first priest was Merciless, the second was Relentless, if I remember correctly. But it's been 15 years, 20 and 15 years since then. This came to mind since there is actually an anonymous YouTube channel where the arena matches from my priest perspective is hosted. So I played the priest. I played in Method, that is still, it was one of the best guilds in the world back then, and it still is, like professional esports guild, and I was the only Finn in that guild. there were Europeans from all over the Europe, and it was on Sylvanas EU realm. So nowadays, back then, streaming was not a thing at all. But if I had been streaming back then, I would be the thing, or like. And these days, it's kind of nostalgic and legacy kind of when I see, you know, once a week when I open TikTok, there came across these streamers who are playing WoW, and if I type to the chat like, hey, I was this and this back then, each of them have been like, oh wow, man, join this Discord and share some moments. And wow, salute. They have been those kind of funny. But anyways, where was I? Yeah, about this dire situation. Perhaps I could make it some cat food in the streaming right now. Perhaps the Grand Marshal returns and makes the magic alive again. There is a whole guild of Finns that I'm familiar with. I played with them before Method, and then there is Method, people from Method realm, and a few good friends. I mean, there is a whole different circles of communities with whom I may still connect up, with whom if I streamed right now, perhaps they would find me streaming and they would be, oh yeah, back in the Lich King times. Oh yes. Yes. When we finished Lich King, I raided in Method simultaneously when I was the gladiator in Arena. Raided in Method. Back then, one of the best trinkets for casters dropped in a heroic level, and the looter or the guildmaster accidentally gave the trinket to me, because I thought it was like with the twinkle in their eye, like, priest, if you could go bone some arena matches with this trinket, nobody would stop you. Like, I heard that kind of whisper. Like, they gave it to me, a fresh recruit, Surosa priest, over their elderly long-time members who would earn the trinket by their guild points. But they kind of accidentally gave it to me. Of course, I could have like just vanished. But then I was fair, gave it to the mage who had earned it. And it didn't take long, like perhaps a month from that on, that I kind of left the guild. There was some, perhaps the trinket would have helped me staying there. But yeah, I didn't play long after that. But we cleared all the content in Lich King by Method, and that is what I barely recall. But hey, perhaps I will log back in. There's some classic times going, and it's going strong, I presume. So I presume that the characters are still alive on classic. Anyways, yeah, where we were a couple days ago, I was talking about this dire employment situation in Finland, which I have tried to improve in a way on my own, employing couple friends this summer for the summer jobs, including I employed myself as well in an unofficial way, you know, you would say. But yeah, we were talking about the dire situation of the employment. She's working hard. And yesterday, yeah, she sent me a message. Was it already when we previously talked? Let's see here. Messages are in the middle. So 2 new messages. The previous one was 23 hours ago. Oh yeah, they were already, we previously talked on Monday, and she replied on Monday 5 minutes after my message at 8:45 p.m. But now it's she sent another message on yesterday. So let's listen to this, the reply on Monday at first.
Thanks, Samuel. Like, if I'm like next time, I will let you know. Like, they're like for sure they need people here to work, for sure. But I will let you know. Like right now, yeah, I talked like on this event. Like when I was on the hockey event, there were like no person to take
Hockey
pictures.
No
So I
person
know
to
what
take
you mean.
pictures.
Like they need they need people here for sure.
Whoa.
I will keep you in mind. So if I found someone, I will keep you in mind for sure.
Thank you.
So yeah, all the best for you too. We keep in touch. Like, all will be good. You know that. Yeah, I'm going to sleep now. And I will wake up in the morning and I will study. I prefer to study right, like you know.
She's face student and working.
Yeah.
Simultaneously. Oh yeah, that was almost 1 minute, and that message at 8:59 p.m. Yesterday was almost 4 minutes long, but I mean,
I had a conversation with my coordinator yesterday, and she said that there is this grant from university to the company.
Grant.
So if I write thesis for a company, then I'm like, then I can get a job, like thesis, like paid thesis, and the company can get money. So it's actually win-win somehow. And I applied to one company today, and I might just call the coordinator tomorrow. So I think these 2 exams are like not so overwhelming, rather than thesis work. You know what I mean? Because my like all the supervisors, like the professors at Lud, said that we, as a foreigners, we need to write thesis for a company. But who will employ me? So right now, this conversation with the coordinator,
the places are scarce.
said that like if I write this thesis, then it's fine. Like let's see. I came to Rovaniemi basically because I thought there are just so many jobs. I don't know. She said like improve your, I improve my CV right now, and I bought a drone. I wanted to do some photo shoots here and use drone, but I don't know. Like I've always had office job, and like in Finland I don't have. So it's just like making me, kind of scared that I'm like being in Finland and doing my masters. I don't have the office job, but it's like the coordinator yesterday said I'm doing very well and just like keep on going. And actually, if I get a paid thesis, then I'm good.
That's good.
So yeah. Then I can start using the drone. Like if I'm chill, because now it's just like, it's not like struggling, but I work for the agency and they send me to so many different places every single day. Like every day I go to different places. Like only last week I worked for Amatikorkeakoulu for 5 days, and then I had 2 more shifts at the hockey game and at the theater. But this week they send me to different places every day. So it's so tiring, and I'm used to having office job. Like literally, like knowing people working there. Like so the coordinator at Lud told me to upgrade my CV and just maybe start looking for jobs through LinkedIn, and actually it works. So she gave me good tools to improve my life circumstances, because I came to Rovaniemi to just use snowmobile or like go for some events and so on. But I didn't know I will end up for agency. So it's a bit like, but it will be fine. I'll be fine. Everything is like like I said. She said like just upgrade the skills of like job hunting and you'll be fine. And she is just so right. So maybe like these 2 exams will not be so overwhelming if I have a stable job, because like right now, tomorrow I start work at 7. Today I start at 10 o'clock. At 10:30. Tomorrow I start at 7 a.m. So every day is different, and it's just like kind of overwhelming. And actually there are just so many job opportunities in Finland, but I didn't know like how to look for them. Like in LinkedIn, at least there are just like lots of jobs. So yay!
Oh, that was a long message. Let's just reply right away. There we gotta press it. Gotta hold it by one finger. Oh wow, you have been keeping your festiness going on, and your coordinator, recruiter are right, and especially when you can get. And the goal is to get a paid thesis job as a job. That is completely awesome, since those places are scarce, I know. And I know some LUT Finns students who are kind of competing with other students for the paid thesis job in their current job that they're working. And another one was doing this kind of half thesis course. That is kind of extensive course that they do for the what is called? Well, the kind of research that is done for a company as a course, and then after that, that is kind of preparation for the paid thesis job. So there are stories both ways. One has gotten a paid thesis via this pre-course or pre-thesis to the same company. But anyways, yeah, sounds like you got a lot of action ongoing, and at least the days are different. Unlike it might be a little bit still in a office. But yeah, there are persons of types for both things, and I wish you keep going. You get some exercise while going, and luckily you have car, so keep it going and keep looking for the thesis and just finish the courses which you have under construction. But yeah, it sounded like indeed the events could do even better and more in marketing if they just hired some kind of well, I do high quality but for quite a low price, so they could very easily ramp up their marketing by just hiring some freelance photographer there. And yeah, I'm up for a gig. You could just provide this mouthpiece to some recruiter or who seems to be kind of director in those organizing things those ways. But yeah, have a good night. So she was indeed, she was telling that she's working at events and even hockey matches, but there is no photographer there. Oh, so now she knows. Perhaps she's a link to a job, a gig. And I know there is a firm recruiting a professional photographer for the Aurora Borealis season and the huddle season, let's say. In the northern Finland, there are these huddles where penguins travel. Well, there is glass roof nicely, and then you can just have a good night and watch the Aurora Borealis, beautiful skies. As a photographer guide who would be hired to kind of give a tour for the huddle travelers, whatever they call them. But I'm kind of in a situation where I wouldn't like to move here from Espoo for a longer time. Oh, she responded by a message. But I actually gotta go to eat evening breakfast because I might be going to visit this evening out of the house, so I gotta actually schedule here. I'm not gonna take another vlog for now, another call from the phone. But anyways, it's been fun sharing these thoughts, and let's keep it unleash upwards. GM, Grand Marshal, good memory. So here we go again, actually. I checked out earlier the messages and turned out I am not going anywhere this Wednesday. So it's still October 29th. Here I am hanging out with my index finger sock. And actually, let me tell this story real quick. I don't have to keep a plaster on my finger, despite the bone broke on that first joint, and it didn't heal by the plaster, so they had to make a surgeon operation to this finger. And basically what it meant was that they had to drill, yes, you heard it right, drill 2 spikes about this long spikes into the finger. There are the holes of the 2 spikes. One is from about the middle and one is here. That those metallic spikes keep this bone of the joint intact, so I cannot move this joint here. I can only move the finger like this. But previously the finger bone was broken, so that if I tilted my fingers like this, and on this curve this index finger would bend inwards, and that's not good. Instead they all have to tilt kind of straight forwards to the palm, but previously when it was broken it was tilting inwards, so that is why the surgeon operation had to be done. And but now I have been living with this finger for about a month already, and on 4th of November they will drill those spikes off again, and that will be painful. Or the, you know, when they daze my finger, put the injection to make it feel nothing. That is painful. And good thing is that the operation, I imagine that the operation, when they drill them off, it will be much less of a worried operation, I think, because when you drill inside those metallic spikes, then you have to be very careful with the hygiene, and everything can go wrong if some bacteria gets inside. So they did it very nicely, and I was actually, it was not nice at all, but I was thankful and grateful how the operation went. So now I have only this is hard plastic kind of support on my finger. I've been living with this. Anyways, back to the work situation and the gigs. Now we are connected to Rovaniemi, the very northern city, where Annette, this person from who I got to know at LUT University, and I've been chatting with her in voice messages, and she actually sent me a video. Play video.
But I'm checking LinkedIn at the moment, and it would be just so smart to return to my hometown. There are just so many job opportunities, like it's crazy. There are just so many like really cool job opportunities in English mostly. So I'm like, my dad said just go back to Poland, and I think
she's from Poland.
It would be smart, you know. So let's see. I haven't decided yet what to do, but these jobs like office jobs, which are like good companies and like cool jobs. This is like really tempting. But I'm checking LinkedIn at the moment, and it would be just so smart to return to my hometown. There are just so many job opportunities, like it's crazy. There are just so many like really cool job opportunities.
So that brings to mind that I was offered a month ago. I was offered a relocation job on site to Earth. A relocation job on site to Greek. I would move to Greek, and they would offer me monthly salary and an apartment and pay some flying tickets and some bonuses to move there. Then a week ago I was offered similar on-site, move to location job from Bulgaria. And these are related to that I'm able to write and speak English and Finnish both fluently. So they have found me also on LinkedIn, I guess. And yesterday I was offered, the Greek job was kind of low pay, and the Bulgaria was a little bit better. But yesterday I was offered a special customer assistant in Spain at a luxury fashion brand. And they also wanted a person who can fluently speak Finnish and English. And I was, directly contacted by their recruiter and asking. They gave me the plan and the salary and the bonuses and the city where I would locate in Spain. And this was actually a better paying job. But still, I am not going to move from Finland anywhere, so I will be working here in the way I will. At least what comes to the rest of the year and the beginning of next year, 2026, it will be kind of epitome kind of year that awesomely, I mean, perhaps it will be the kind of pinnacle year that is the epitome after the past 5 years, the result year, I would say, in a huge way. And that is what I'm looking for here, so I will be obviously here. And I cannot tell yet, but so big things will happen next year. So, with all this, we will see. Before that, perhaps the Gladiator Grand Marshal will return. Until then, upwards and unleashed.